Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, your journey, our passion, and by Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com.
Hello and welcome to Autoline Daily for Friday. Hey, are car sales slowing down in the North American market? The car companies sure don't seem to think so. Ward's reports they're going to boost their fourth quarter production by more than 3%, adding another 127,000 vehicles on top of the 3.9 million vehicles they were going to make anyway. However, Mercedes will cut production, while Chrysler is cutting some truck production in Mexico. Opel's counting on the new Atom to bring in new buyers, but the problem is it's just not bringing in enough of them. The website German Car Scene reports that Opel only sold 41,000 Atoms so far this year. In August, it only sold a little over 1,200 cars. They say the problem is the base price, 11,500 euros, that's nearly $16,000. It's just too much compared to the Fiat 500 or Volkswagen Up, which are up to 1,500 euros cheaper. And just to give you an idea of how poorly the Atom is selling, Ford is selling about 22,000 Fiestas every month in Europe. Audi's going to make a big commitment to A-Class cars in the US market of all places. It's coming out with a full lineup of A3s that will start in the low $30,000 range. And Audi's going to offer a full complement of them, including a convertible, a sedan, an SUV, and a hatchback plug-in hybrid. But will Americans really buy luxury A-Class cars? Scott Keogh, the president of Audi of America, believes they will. And I quote, "When you have a strong brand," he says, "people want in on that brand." Audi believes that taking the brand down market will bring in a new generation of buyers to the brand. Volvo Cars of North America abruptly axed its CEO yesterday. John Maloney is going to be temporarily replaced by CFO Tony Nicolosi. I say temporarily because Nicolosi was only named acting CEO. And this shows how much turmoil that Volvo is in, the fact that it doesn't have a permanent replacement ready. So far this year, Volvo sales in the US are down more than 6%. Last month, they fell over 8%, and that's the worst performance of any car company. One of our topics on Autoline After Hours last night was about car commercials and how they're just not getting the right point across. Sounds like comedian Jerry Seinfeld agrees. He says they're a turnoff to the customer, they need to be completely retooled, and he says they should stop showing cars driving through the desert, since that's not what most people do. Acura was one of those brands that needed to enhance its emotional ties with customers, so the company signed on as the sole sponsor of Seinfeld's Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee web series. If you've not seen them on YouTube, check them out. They're pretty entertaining. The 59-year-old comedian's main lesson to Acura is that humor is the ultimate advertising weapon, and that you don't need to sell the customer your product. You need to make them like your brand. So far this year, Acura sales are up a little over 4%. Saab's former CEO, Victor Mueller, has been ordered by Swedish courts to pay back taxes he owes to the country. And you know, this is not the first time that Victor's been in court over money problems. When he was Saab CEO, he received a salary of about $1.2 million, which was written up as a reward for consultant work that he did. And because the salary was recorded as a reward, it allowed him to skate around paying taxes. Mueller says he's not subject to taxes in Sweden, so we'll have to keep you updated on this story. Did you know that automakers are looking at putting Wi-Fi in their dealerships? But it's not about making things convenient for you. It's about tracking what you are doing online. We'll have more on that right after this.
Dow Automotive Systems, driving solutions in automotive, commercial transportation, and aftermarket with innovative products like Betamate structural adhesives. Lighter, stronger, safer. dowbetamate.com.
Jim Farley, the Chief Marketing Officer at Ford, is my guest on Autoline this week. In the following clip, he talks about why Ford wants its dealers to install Wi-Fi in their stores. And it all has to do with keeping track of what customers are searching for online, with the idea of using that info to market digitally to them. Take a look.
Companies like Walmart, who have, they're retailer, they don't make anything. Well, they make a lot of stuff, but they really don't, they're a retailer. They have learned a lot about digital retailing. And one of the key things they've learned is the installation of Wi-Fi. And the reason why Wi-Fi in a store is so important for retailers, you know what the customers are doing. They know, what they're searching, they know what content they're using, you know where they physically are. And that's one of the big advantages for these retailers in installing Wi-Fi. That's another big advantage. You want to go to digital first model, we have to install Wi-Fi in our dealers.
By the way, Carl Henkel from the Detroit News and Keith Naughton from Bloomberg are also on that show. And of course, you can watch the entire show on our website, Autoline.tv, except for late Friday night to early Saturday morning, when our server will be down for maintenance. But that wraps up today's report. Have a great weekend, and please join us again here on Monday.
Ward's is the industry leader for news, data, and analysis. That's why companies across the globe subscribe to our premium service, maybe even your own. Log in for subscriber access now. Check your company's intranet for details and rely on wardsauto.com to keep you informed.